This is break number 1481. 1481. The 2020-21 Revolution Basketball. One box, pick your team. We have Kemba Walker of the Boston Celtics, Gordon Hayward of the Hornets, followed by an Astro, Kawhi Leonard of the Los Angeles Clippers, that's just a regular Kawhi Leonard, my fault there. Followed up by the Fractal, Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors, going to Carl. And then we have a James Weissman RC of the Golden State Warriors going to Carl as well. And big news out of the NBA this week. We have Rui Hachimura of the Wizards, Tim Hardaway of the Mavericks, followed by a Kelly Oubre Jr. of the Golden State Warriors. And then we're going to have a Groove, Sadiq Bey of the Detroit Pistons heading to Carl. The Groove, Sadiq Bey right there, followed up by a Vortex, Rudy Gobert of the Jazz. With Mr. Kyrie Irving not being able to play until he gets vaccinated. Crazy that someone's willing to give up $27 million. But, hey, it's his choice, and he can do what he wants to do. De'Aaron Fox of the Kings, Fred VanVleet of the Toronto Raptors, Chris Middleton of the Milwaukee Bucks, followed by an Obi Toppin Astro of the New York Knicks going to Kevin, followed up by a Tyler Bay RC of the Dallas Mavericks heading to Chad. And while we'll be keeping our go-to Revolution basketball next week in these pre-scheduled eBay breaks, be on the lookout for Donruss Optic Fast Break. We have Miles Turner of the Pacers, Kyle Lowry of the Raptors, Kevin Durant of the Brooklyn Nets, and Astro Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics right there, heading to Matthew. And then a Shockwave Revolution, Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans going to Cortez. And I'd like to welcome Matthew and Mike to the BreakTraders community. Thanks for joining us for the first time this evening. Kobe White of the Bulls, Kyrie Irving of the Nets, Yusuf Nurk of the Portland Trailblazers, and then we're going to have a Christian Wood Cosmic out of 100 of the Houston Rockets, and that is going to be heading to Kevin, followed up with a Zeke Naji of the Denver Nuggets going to Jonathan. I think unless I'm a billionaire, I'm caring about 27 million. I mean, Kyrie couldn't have made, what's he made? Maybe 250 million in his career? That's 10%. And those guys spend money. Not everyone's Rob Gronkowski and saves, you hear so much about that. But Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks, Marvin Bagley of the Sacramento Kings, Tobias Harris of the 76ers, Chris Paul Astro of the Phoenix Suns going to Kevin. And then we have a liftoff, James Harden of the Houston Rockets going to Kevin as well. I'm saying when you think about it, it's 10% of his current net worth. So think about it, if you're worth, I don't know, just my thoughts, but.
What about 10% of his net worth?
That's roughly how much. I can't, 1 second, I gotta focus on this liftoff card. There we go, liftoff James Harden. That is true, yeah. People are quitting. And then I also know, I know at least 5 people who got vaccinated just to go to Bills games. It's so interesting. The Los Angeles Lakers going to Steven, Nikola Vukovic of the Magic, Donovan Mitchell of the Jazz, a RJ Hampton, a rookie revolution of the Denver Nuggets going to Jonathan right there. Followed up by Denny Avdija of the Washington Wizards going to Brandon. Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks, followed by Goran Dragic of the Heat. Andrew Wiggins of the Golden State Warriors, followed up by a galactic Brandon Clark of the Memphis Grizzlies, and that is going to be going to Carl. And then a Vortex DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns going to Kevin. Alrighty, let's run down these inserts. We have the DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns going to Kevin. A Shockwave Revolution, Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans going to Cortez. And then a Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz going to Cortez as well. Yep, 1480 just went, and you can just scroll back to find that one. And now our inserts. We have the Chris Paul Astro of the Phoenix Suns, the Astro Jaylen Brown of the Celtics, the Fractal Klay Thompson of the Warriors, and the Groove Brandon Clark of the Memphis Grizzlies. Groove Brandon Clark of the Grizzlies. Now we'll run down. Sorry, we'll run down our regular rookies. I accidentally hit the button there. We have Denny Avdija of the Washington Wizards, Zeke Naji of the Denver Nuggets. That Denny Avdija headed to Brandon, Zeke Naji of the Nuggets going to Jonathan, Tyler Bay of the Dallas Mavericks headed to Chad, and James Weissman of the Golden State Warriors going to Carl. And now on to our insert and prisms. We have the Rookie Revolution, RJ Hampton of the Denver Nuggets going to Jonathan, the Astro Emmanuel Quickley of the New York Knicks headed to Kevin, and the Groove Sadiq Bey of the Detroit Pistons headed to Carl. And now on to our 2 featured cards. The Liftoff James Harden and the 50 out of 100 Cosmic Christian Wood. Christian Wood of the Houston Rockets headed to Kevin, and James Harden of the Rockets going to Kevin as well. And with that, we are done with break 1481. Done with break 1481, and we'll be rock and rolling here with some Clearly Donruss in just a moment. All right.